Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. What is up, everybody? One and all, welcome to another episode of Model Monday Live, where we challenge you to prove that you are the fastest 3D CAD modeler in the chat by taking a 2D drawing and trying to turn it into a 3D model using any 3D CAD system, whatever you happen to be an expert in. You know, there's experts from all over the world here in the chat hanging out today, and there are experts using a variety of CAD systems. That's the cool thing about Model Monday Live is you can use whatever 3D CAD system you want, whether that 3D CAD system is Tinkercad or Fusion or SolidWorks or Onshape or Inventor, CATIA, Creo, NX, whatever you want to use. Any 3D CAD system, they're all welcome. Whatever you're an expert in, bring it. These guys are not afraid. You know, the guys who are here in the chat today are not afraid. So you bring whatever CAD system you want to the table, and, you know, we're ready. We're ready for you. And each week we compete. We try to earn points, see who can earn their way up the Model Monday Live leaderboard to finish the end of the year with the most points and win the title of Model Monday Live Champion of the Year. Last year, the title was won by none other than Aaron C. I saw that he is in here in the chat today, hanging out. And guys, I cannot wait to see how things go down today. So let's just do some quick shout outs here. Say hello to people in the chat. We got Taha here in the chat. Welcome. Peekaboo is here. Alexis, Mr. Alex is here. He's going to be competing this Friday against Max. Jern is here. Edwin is here. Lotos is here. Peekaboo is here. Says hit that like button. That's right. Aaron C is here, ready to retake the lead today. Rambro's Workshop is here, currently in the lead. Guntus is here today. Dom is here today. Hello. Dom's going to be competing this Friday as well. Very excited to see that match, Dom versus Neil Z. And Hector Garcia Jr. is here. Says hello from El Paso. What's up, my friend? I lived in El Paso for a little bit. Maybe our paths crossed while we were out there. And Kevin is here. What's up, my man? Welcome. Thanks for joining us. And Sebastian MCGA is here. Brell is here. Says hi, everybody. Hello. Matav is here. Fantastic matches on Friday. If you guys didn't get a chance to see the tournament from Friday, go back and watch it or hang out for a couple of minutes and we will set up the live stream. And let's see here. Peekaboo says, I'm an expert in watching other people compete. Nice. Build 123D. Yo, let's go. And Hirin Patel is here. Hello. Gray is here. Hello, my friend. And Het Patel is here. That's what I like to see. Tournament runner Het Patel in the chat. Omri is here. Said, I think I'm going to use Onshape. Nice. And Aaron C says, no way I'm retaking the lead from Rambros. He's so fast. And Taha says, hello from Turkey. And Vicky Chong is here holding it down in the admin role. Thank you, my friend. And Emil says he might go for his CSWPA DT, the drawing tools. Nice. Good luck. Any recommendation for practice on this? You got to know how to make all the different types of drawing views. You got to know how to make all the different types of annotations. I think you have to know how to save all favorites and styles and add stuff to the design library. Know sheet format. Know how to do your edit sheet format. How to load stuff up. I think it's mainly views. I can't really remember what they test you in that one. It's been a while since I've taken that one. I think I just took it once. And Paragene is here. Says hi all. Hello. And let's see here. Okay, good. Dom giving some feedback to Emil as well. Okay, and MI Land 2 says, when does it start? It starts right now, bro. We're already in it. It's already started. We're already here. Omri says, sheet format is important at work. Yes. Guys, what do you want to see? Here's a question for you. What do you want to see me use today? I decided today I'm gonna do this LiveSolve today based on whatever you want to see. So what CAD should I LiveSolve in? So a little bit later today, I'm going to compete against you guys kind of, and I'll be live solving. And here are your choices. FreeCAD. See a lot of people saying FreeCAD already. SolidWorks. Onshape. And Fusion. So you guys can choose, okay? And I think you know You probably know which ones I'm strong in and which ones I'm not strong in. So let it rip. The poll is live, and it's up to all of you to decide what you want to see me compete in. And hopefully that poll will minimize in the chat there. That might be a little bit a little bit in the way there. If not, I'll switch to the other chat view if that one's in the way. So we're going to get started here, and we are going to challenge you. But you guys can vote whatever you guys vote on. I will do when we get to the second half of the show today and I do the live solve, I will live solve in whatever CAD you want me to use. You can choose. You can vote in that poll. All right. Well, welcome one and all. Yeah, it does look like that poll is going to be a little bit in the way there. So I think what I'll do is I'll just move this over here, and this will be kind of our chat window while we're live here. That'll be a little bit less abrasive. There we go. All right, cool. Well, everyone, listen, I want to say thank you so much for the awesome Friday live stream. Man, that tournament was so fun and really exciting to see those matches. And man, Matab was, practice makes perfect. Yeah, for sure. That was intense. The tournament on Friday, if you guys didn't get a chance to see it, watch the live stream, or I'll be posting highlights of that one as well. But really, really exciting matches for sure. And led us into a really nice weekend. You know, we got to have a fun weekend this weekend. We got to play some soccer. We got to hang out with the family. We did some scouting activities. It was kind of a busy weekend, actually. Kind of an unusual, exciting, and busy weekend this weekend. So I hope you guys all had a good weekend as well. Definitely keeping us busy here. All right, but now we get into it. Cereal Sal is here. That's what I was waiting for. Cereal Sal is here. Let's go. Let's get into it now. So welcome one and all. Today what we're going to do is we're going to show you 2 CAD speed modeling challenges. You're going to try to model them up, and you're going to try to beat the chat. During this live stream, I'll do a live solve for all of you, and we will, of course, get into hanging out with the best chat ever. Jim Yu in the chat says 2 new models posted today. That is correct, my friend. 2 new models posted in the Practice Models app. If you guys aren't member of Practice Models, you know, I think one thing that I've been doing that has not been that good lately that I want to improve on is I always tell people if you sign up for Practice Models Premium, you get access to the entire library. But I forget to mention that that library is ever evolving. We're always adding to it. You know, every month we add at least 10 models to that library. So it's not only that you get access to the library, you also get regular access to new models. And we posted 2 new models today, even a tier 6 model in honor of our friend Aaron C. So there's a tier 6 model in there now if you guys want to really challenge yourself. Just went up this morning. And, of course, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, all the subscribers, the super thankers, the joiners, the likers, the tutorial makers, the super chatters, anybody who's done value for value, all the Practice Models Premium users, all the students, all the sharers, all the commentors, and, of course, the Discord crew, everyone out there who has helped us out by signing up for Practice Models, by sending in some super thanks or some super chat, or even just liking and sharing and kind of getting the word out. It's really all of you that help make this community what it is. So thank you all so much. And a little later today, we'll be doing a live solve. So we got that poll running. So be sure to check out that poll, and you can vote on whichever CAD system you want to see me doing. And Meland is in the chat. Says, I just found these tournaments and enjoyed them a lot. Caught me trying to solve it myself. I am more and more from the furniture corner. I enjoyed everything that is not engineering and want to go faster. Yeah, that's awesome, man. If you want to do any furniture design, we do have woodworking challenges in the app as well, Practice Models app. So we'll talk about that a little bit more later. But today is your chance to compete with all the people who are here in the chat. So be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to share this with your coworkers. Let them know what we're doing. And guys, here's how this is going to work today. Today, we are going to show you a 2D drawing, and you are going to try to turn it into a 3D model, calculate the mass, and then enter that mass directly into the YouTube chat. And the first person to enter it correctly will earn a point on our leaderboard. But in order to get the mass correctly, you have to have the correct material properties. So if you want to take a moment here, hit print screen on your computer or do a Windows snipping tool, do a screen capture, you got to have the correct materials. So here at TooTallToby, we use one of these 4 materials because in engineering, you do need to know how to create your own custom materials. It will come up throughout your career. And usually when you work at a company, you do have kind of like a limited band of what materials you use at your company based on where you're sourcing it from or what types of operations you have in-house. So definitely make sure you take a screen capture. These are the materials we use here. Boone Grant is in the chat, says, made it live. Love your work, Toby. Thank you, my friend. Welcome to the live. You're just in time. We're just about to start the first the first challenge for the chat. Make sure you have the correct material units here. Now, in the first half of the show, we're going to compete just using YouTube. In the second half of the show, we're going to actually compete using the free app at TooTallToby.com. So go to TooTallToby.com, sign up for practice models, or sign up for a free account on the website, and then you'll be able to participate in both the first half and the second half of the show today. So let's get into it here. Your challenge is going to be to use any CAD package, input the correct material density, output the correct mass, and the first correct answer in the chat wins. And what do you win? You win a coveted point on our Model Monday Live leaderboard. And last week, we saw Rambro's Workshop win 2 points and overtake Aaron C. on this leaderboard. But it really is still anybody's game. I mean, each month, there's basically 6 points up for grabs. So if all of a sudden a whiz kid comes in and wins every point from now until the end of the year, you'll get your 18 points, and you will lock it down. You will end up with all the points, and you will end up with the title of Model Monday Live champion for the year. So it's still truly open to anyone, but not anyone's game if Rambros continues like this. Yes, that is correct, Matab. I agree with that sentiment as well. All right, and the advanced rules are: this is meant to be fun and good-spirited. Occasionally, I make mistakes, and the Ivan exploit is permitted. So here we go into our first challenge of the day. This challenge is in honor of someone who joined the channel at the level of Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. They get a personalized model, and that person's name is revealed in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XX.XX grams? So you're going to want to take a screen capture of this drawing. Just hit print screen on your computer, grab a capture of this drawing, and your challenge is to take this geometry and model it up. The material's ABS. The density is 1020 kilograms per cubic meter, and this is in honor of our friend Chris J. Chris J, who signed up for the channel at the Buy Me a Cup of Coffee level. He's been a member for, I think, 9 months. So thank you so much to Chris J for signing up for the YouTube channel. And one of the benefits is that you will get, or you'll potentially get, a custom practice model created. So congratulations, and thank you again so much to Chris J. I know the drawing's a little bit offset here, but you should be able to still grab the screen capture and turn this into a 3D model. And Eric Perez says, from SolidWorks to Onshape after the modeling tournaments. Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, thank you. Welcome to the channel. Good luck on this one. See if you can model this up. See if you can get the answer correct. All you got to do is model it up, calculate the mass, and then type in the mass right here in the YouTube chat. In the second half of the show, we're going to do the challenge using the app found at TooTallToby.com. So you can sign up for that for free, and you can participate for free in the second half of the show. But for this first half of the show, you can just take a screen capture right from YouTube, model this up, apply the correct material density, and whoever gets it right is going to earn a point. These are really fun challenges. It's kind of cool that we get all these different users from all around the world. You're in the comfort of your own desk using your setup, your software. All you got to do is turn this 2D drawing into a 3D model, and the first person to do it correctly and enter the answer in the chat will be declared the winner. I'm going to give you guys one final moment here to grab a screen capture, and then we're going to move on. You're going to want that screen capture so that you can participate in these challenges. And I don't know if I can do anything to make this look a little bit. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You can see it. You can see it. Thank you again to Chris J for joining the YouTube channel. Thank you to everybody who's joined the channel, everybody who's done super chat, super thanks over the years. I really appreciate all you guys. Wow. Those two answers came in really, really quick. Wow. I'm not going to say if it's right or not, but they came in bang, bang, and there's another one. Wow, the answers are definitely coming in now. So, guys, if you're here for the first time, this is the level of competition you can expect here in the TooTallToby speed modeling community. Look at these answers coming in, and look at how fast and how close they all were to one another as they came in. So, good luck. Good luck to everyone. And Glad you guys are enjoying the feeling. And don't forget to hit the like button. Listen, if you have finished this challenge, or if you're still working on the challenge, either way, take a moment, hit the like button. And remember to share and reshare. We always remind people when you are here at TooTallToby, it's good to take a screen capture. It's good to tell your coworkers about what we're doing here. You can walk up to them. You can whisper in their ear. You can say, hey, did you hear about Model Monday Live? It's going live right now. Come on, let's go log in. Let's go watch. So let people know about Model Monday Live. And, of course, just hit the like button. Hitting the like button is a really easy way to support the channel, to help us grow, and to help us kind of continue to get on other people's radar. So, and we do have a poll in the chat where you can vote if you want to. If in the second half of the show, I'm going to do a live solve. I'm going to solve right along with you, and you can vote as far as what CAD system you want me to use. So take a look at that poll, and you can click on the CAD system you want me to use. And if you feel like supporting the channel financially, we would love it if you would head on over to TooTallToby.com, sign up for a free account, and then instantly sign up for Practice Models Premium. This will unlock the entire library, as well as give you access to brand new challenges every month. See, I'm learning. And that is a great way to support the channel as well. Practice Models Premium. You can also join the YouTube channel, or you can visit us at TooTallToby.com/donate. If you're like this guy, if you got your credit card out, and you got it looks almost like a hotel card, right? Got your credit card out, and you got your poster up on the wall from the 2023 World Championship. This is your chance to support the channel. All right, guys. TooTallToby, how come we never seen you attempt an actual speed run? No commentary, just pure speed. I've done a couple of them. Vicky says Toby doesn't know how to not commentate. That is true also. That's a funny, there's a funny story. I sometimes work with other companies to like create tutorials and create videos and things like that. And they're usually like, yeah, just make a video that's like 10, 15 minutes long. And the most recent one I did, I think ended up being like closer to an hour and 20 minutes of tutorial. So I think Vicky's right. I don't know how to not commentate. Once I start talking about it, I'm just like, all right, you're just going to get everything you need to do this right. So, but yeah, I have posted a couple of speed runs. If you visit us at TooTallToby.com, if you sign up for a free account, you visit us at TooTallToby.com, then what you can do is you can go in here to the Practice Models app, or here access the full library. And then once you get into that full library, you'll be able to see the challenges, and within the challenges, there's a couple of tabs here. There's a tab here for tutorials, and there's a tab here for speed runs. So sometimes I get in there. I mean, the thing is, like this speed run here, I did it in 46 seconds, but that was only good enough for 6th place on this leaderboard, because some of these other guys are such speedy wizards here. They were able to come in with faster time. So not much I can do about that. This guy got 19 seconds. Who got number one here? Lotos came in 17 seconds. Wow. So cool. I love how the top 4 speed runs are 4 different CAD systems. I think that's so cool. So, yeah, so occasionally I go in there and rip a speed run. But I can start doing more if that's what you want to see, Aaron C. We could start seeing if we can get up to the top of those speed running leaderboards. It's always fun. I think it's always fun just to go through the app and kind of, I try the challenge myself, and then what I like to do is watch the speed runs and see if I can maybe pick up some additional tips and tricks. Like I'll watch Matab, and he'll like fully define a slot using auto dimensioning, and I'll be like, what? How's he doing that? And so I'll then like kind of dig in and try to figure out how to do that myself. Don Max says, dang, I'm way too slow for this. It's all right, man. The speed will come with time. I mean, that's the whole point, right? You got to practice. The more you practice, like, it's not just about being fast. You got to be accurate also. And so the more you practice, the more you learn these workflows. The cool thing is that, like, we're doing it for fun here. We're doing it just to, just for the sport of it almost. But then when you go and you actually work at your office, one of the most fulfilling things is then going to do an offset entities and realizing, like, how much faster you are at doing that now, or finishing a shell command by right-clicking and accessing the right-click menu and realizing how much faster that workflow is. Like, all the workflows that we learn here for fun, you get to actually apply at the office, or in the actual projects you're working on. And that's definitely satisfying. So guys, if you're out there and you're trying to learn about the wonderful world of SolidWorks, something that I've got a lot of experience in, I got good news for you. You can take the SolidWorks Zero to Hero Challenge, go from complete novice to certified SolidWorks professional in just 30 days. And so what this looks like is you can start out with our free 30-minute quick start. Then you can get into SolidWorks 101, basics of sketching, parts, assemblies, and drawings. And then boom, you're ready to take your CSWP prep. And so that CSWP prep class is going to give you everything you need to pass your CSWP exam on the first try. Then you'll be a certified professional, and that'll help you to land a job. It'll help you with the interview process. And there's a ton of good time-saving tips and tricks in there. So even if it's just been something on your bucket list for a long time, you could take these classes individually, or if you bundle them together, you will get a discount on the total price. Check out the Zero to Hero training. And of course, if you or if your company is ever looking for any kind of custom training, we are available for that as well. You can contact Vicky at TooTallToby.com, whether that's, lunch and learn type of thing with your company, tips and tricks, or I've got a bunch of training classes that I've written, advanced part modeling, sheet metal, weldments, assembly modeling, SolidWorks part modeling. So anything you guys need, let me know, and we can definitely get you a custom training class or one of the classes I've already written for you and your team. In the world of tournaments, guys, we are moving into the world of the Elite 8. This Friday, October 3rd, we begin the round of 8, the Elite 8. And so we get to see Mr. Alex, longtime friend of the show, been in multiple tournaments in the past, squaring up against Max. Now, Max is a user whose video got us a lot of controversy. If you guys watched his video, you know that his video featured something a little bit unusual. I think it was like an inadvertent Ivan exploit where he made a mistake in one direction and then he made a mistake in the other direction. And the two mistakes almost canceled each other out. And he ended up just barely within tolerance. The Max exploit. Yeah, Matav is calling it the Max exploit. So if you haven't seen that video, you can go back and watch some of the videos on the YouTube channel highlighting some of these matches. You can see the Max. It's like a coupling. It's the part is purple from the most recent batch of tournament highlights. But definitely interesting. His second match, his second battle, it was clean. He was able to model up that offset bracket clean. So I'm very interested to see how he does. Unfortunately, knocked out our good friend Gray, good friend of the channel. But fortunately for Max, I'm not rooting for anybody. It's just, when we got people who've been in the channel for a long time, that it always hurts my heart a little when they get knocked out. And so Max and Mr. Alex squaring up against each other this Friday. It's going to be an awesome match. And then we've got one of our fastest users in history, Dom, who's been in tournaments before, who's made it very deep in tournaments before, and who in his first match is absolutely crushed. But Dom is going to be going up against newcomer Neil Z over here on the right. And man, I am very interested to see how these guys square up against each other. This is going to be really interesting. Neil Z is super fast and super talented as well. So this is going to be a great match as well. I mean, we're so fortunate with this bracket, the way this whole bracket has been squaring up. Atse on the 10th is also an incredibly talented SolidWorks user, but he's going up against our #1 seed, MCGA, Sebastian, using Katia. That match is going to be awesome. And then to kind of round things out here on the Elite 8, we've got our only 2 runners in the tournament who have won a tournament previously, and they are battling against each other. Matab, who's in here in the chat today, going up against Ricardo Jean. So these guys both won a tournament actually earlier this year, the Spring Open and the Summer Open, and now they're coming together here in this bracket in the Elite 8. So this is going to be an interesting couple of weeks here. I can't wait to see what happens. And guys, we picked up a sponsor here for the tournament. Our sponsor is Prusa, and the top 4 people are going to win a 3D printer. So what that means is that the stakes are pretty high here this week going into the tournament. Whoever makes it out of their match this week, whoever wins their match this week, is going to win a 3D printer. And then it just becomes a matter of which 3D printer do they win. So this is really like the moment. This week, this Friday, and next week, next Friday, it's really the moment for the tournament. And like I said, whoever wins their match is going to lock in on a 3D printer from our prize sponsor, Prusa. So good luck to you guys. And Matab says, my heart is already beating. Yeah, wow. Indeed. All right, guys. Well, in other news in the world of TooTallToby, we are gearing up to head to Phoenix If you guys are going to be in the Phoenix area, be sure to check out PDX. PDX is the Product Development Expo. It's kind of like a trade show, but really focused a little bit more around education and on helping users learn how to take a product and develop it into something that could be manufactured and sold. And I'm very excited that we're going to be there. I'm going to be emceeing quite a bit of the main event. I guess I could say I'm going to be the main MC for the event. So we're going to be hosting. We're going to be up on the big stage. We're going to be welcoming everyone. I'm very excited for this event. If you happen to be in the Phoenix area, let us know for sure. Let me know ahead of time so I can be on the lookout for you. And let's hang out while we're there. It's a 2-day event, so we'll get there on the 21st, sleep over on the 21st, and then go on the 22nd. I don't think we sleep over in the trade show. I think you got to get a hotel room, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun couple of days there at that show. So check it out, PDX. You can actually use referral code TooTallToby to get $50 off. I think the ticket is $300, so you get a nice discount there with the referral code, and you get a chance to get some education. You know, this is something where there's still time. You could let your company know about it, and maybe they'll put up, you know, the money for the flight and for the hotel. It's an educational thing. It's going to help you get better at, you know, streamlining the process of getting to manufacturing and product development. So really cool event, and I hope to see some of you there. All right, guys, I always like to give a shout out to our friend Mesa Makes, mesa-makes-shop.fourthwall.com. If you like Corey Mesa, our friend Mr. Mesa, be sure to support him, pick up some of his gear at his shop. And finally, in the second half of the show, we're going to be showing off a partnership between Practice Models and Model Monday Live. You're going to need to have a free account at TooTallToby.com in order to participate in the second half of the show and get the points. So be sure to sign up for that free account, and that way we can all compete together using the website. But the Practice Models app is basically a way of you honing your skills as a 3D CAD user. It's like going to the gym for a 3D CAD user. So if you, at your job, if you always do sheet metal, well, this gives you a chance to design other parts, to design plastic parts, to design wooden parts. You know, I remember earlier we had a furniture maker in the chat. You know, we've got some practice models in here that feature woodworking, a little bit of woodworking. We've got practice models in here that feature sweeps, lofts, multi-body parts. So basically, it's a way for you to go and access a library of fully defined 2D drawings and then turn them into a 3D model. You're going to run against the clock as you're working through your practice models. You're going to see your analytics over time, so you're able to see how you're improving over time. You can filter the challenges based on the level of challenge that you're currently ready for. You know, we saw some people in the chat earlier that said, like, maybe I'm a little bit too new to be competing against these guys. I need to kind of build up my skills over time. That's awesome. You know, that's great. That means that you're going to be in the perfect place here. So right now I'm logged in with a totally free account, and you can see here that down at the bottom we can filter our challenges. Here's our library of challenges here. There's over 200 challenges in here. So it could be a little bit much to filter through, but you can see here that using these filters, you could say, I'm only ready for the tier 1 challenges. So I'm just going to go through and try to complete all the tier 1 challenges. And then I'll be ready to move on to the tier 2 challenges, the tier 3 challenges, the tier 4 challenges. Or maybe you say, like, I never do sheet metal at work. I would love to get some sheet metal practice in. So I'm going to filter by the sheet metal challenges here. So this is the idea of the Practice Models app. It lets you kind of pick what you want to practice, and it lets you get better at 3D CAD by practicing modeling real world parts. The cool thing is that you get all the analytics from the community. So you can see here that on this very first challenge, there's been 4,900 people who've done this challenge with an average time of 4 minutes and 31 seconds. So you could do the challenge, try again until you can get your time down under that average time, and then move on to the next one, and move on to the next one, and move on to the next one. And of course, if you get stuck, we've got tutorials, community tutorials, we've got speed runs, we've got all kinds of great info in here to help you get unstuck along the way. So if you haven't checked it out before, check out the Practice Models app. Sign up for Practice Models Premium. It's very reasonably priced, $8.99 a month if you buy it for 1 month, $7 a month if you buy it for 6 months, and $5.83 if you buy it for 12 months. Very reasonably priced access to get all those great benefits and get better at 3D CAD. Just insta sign up for it. As always, I got to thank our good friends, Bodie McBoatpants, and I got to thank our good friends, Hubi 3D FX. Jim says 12 months is a steal. It's awesome. So thank you so much to Bodie McBoatpants. Thank you so much to Hubi 3D FX. And, oh, no, unfortunately, this is not good. Vicky in the chat is saying new registration is currently down. That's not good. Hubi's working on it. All users with an account can still compete. Okay, that's good to know. So we'll see how it all goes here as we attempt to post this next challenge. And we also have a sponsor that's helping us out there, CADOp.io. So if you check out CADOp.io, you'll see it up at the top of the screen. We'll talk more about that in just a moment, but you can check out CADOp.io as well. All right, we're running a little behind time here, so I'm kind of speed running through some of these slides here. I want to get to the second challenge. So don't forget to hit the like button. And guys, I want to again say thank you to Chris J. We have been running this promotion for a little while now where anytime somebody signs up, for joins the channel at the Buy Me a Cup of Coffee level, we build a custom practice model for them. These were all the people that were a part of this promotion last year, so these are all the ones that are done. And brand new to the list here is Chris J. So we started out this year with Ricardo Jean, Lotta Lamas, Pico Boo, Carlos C, and now Chris J is in the list. Chris J is in the house. And so congratulations to Chris J getting that custom practice model created in your honor. And guys, let's take a look at this first answer here. We saw some of the answers coming in right away in the chat from our chat pros here. So let's see what some of those answers were. I'm seeing a lot of consistency in these answers. Looks like the very first answer came in from Matab 10.22, followed by Aaron C coming in with 10.22, and then Sebastian 10.07, Gray 9.90, Rambros 10.22. We see here that Gray revises. You can revise as many times as you want here on the live stream. 10.14. We see Sebastian 10.22. We see Dom coming in here 10.22. Mr. Alex 9.045. Ooh, I like that variance. Mr. Alex revising 10.02. Paragene 10.28. Paragene revising 10.22. Very nice, very nice. Chris coming in here with an answer 10.26. Let's see here. Edwin 10.32. Oh, I like that. Het Patel 10.025. Boom coming in 10.22. I wonder why so many people are coming in with that 10.025. I feel like I've seen that number a couple of times. Tom Dunn in the chat. What's up, my friend? Great to see you here in the live. 10.22. Edwin 10.22. Jim U 10.22. And let's see here what else we got. Chris revising 10.22. Very nice. Omri 10.88. Peter coming in here 10.10. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Omri 10.22. Eric 10.2. Guys, the correct answer is, can't even see it. 10.22 grams is correct. And so congratulations to Matab in the chat. GG to Matab. Well done, my friend. Well done. Congratulations. Matab winning that one. Good work. Good work, my friend. Guys, I think we got 86 votes. Let's take a moment. Let's just do a little bit of catch up here. Take a moment. Let's hit GG for Matab. Let's hit the like button on the live stream, and let's take a look at the poll. Looks like SolidWorks. Looks like we're going to be doing it in SolidWorks, guys. I'm going to end the poll. It might show up on screen here when I end the poll. It might show up kind of big on the screen. So it looks like it's going to be SolidWorks for the win. Congratulations to SolidWorks, and that is totally fine with me. We can totally do this in SolidWorks. No problem. No problem at all. We could always do a live solve here in SolidWorks. And so, guys, we are going to get the next challenge ready here. Please visit us at TooTallToby.com. And when you visit us at TooTallToby.com, you can start out here on the homepage. And what we do each week during the live stream is we post our second challenge of the live stream right here on TooTallToby.com. So if you visit us at TooTallToby.com, you sign up for a free account, which I know that Vicky had said a few minutes ago that the free account might be a little bit sketchy right now. But if you sign up at TooTallToby.com, sign up for a free account, then you should be in good shape here to participate. And this next challenge is going live here in 3, 2, 1. I have to work on my timing for this. Go! So we go here, Access Full Library. And once you go into Access Full Library, you're going to see here that at the top of the screen, we have got a very special sponsor here, CADOp.io. Hold on, we're getting in here. Make sure you don't get logged out. Take a look at the top right of your screen and see if you got logged out. It'll let you know. Here we go, CADOp.io. And CADOp.io is our sponsor of our weekly featured challenges. So what CADOp.io does is by sponsoring our channel, they help us out by having these sponsored challenges up top here, like this 250913, just released. Okay, just released. And so it's up to all of you to try to solve that. And the first person who's able to solve it is going to land on our leaderboard right within the app. And we'll check that out in a minute. But what CADOp.io is, it's an app that helps you by letting you upload your projects into a web portal that can be accessed by mobile so that all the stakeholders on your team will be able to see the appropriate CAD documentation for their decision-making processes. You can visit them at CADOp.io. You can sign up for the beta here at beta.cadop.io or learn more about the beta at beta.cadop.io. And thank you so much to CADOp.io for sponsoring this, because you can see I'm logged in with a free account, but I get all the benefits of premium on this challenge thanks to our friends over at CADOp.io. So let's click here to begin. And this next challenge is going to be a live solve here. It's going to be this guy here, Ray R. We're going to do this as a CAD live solve. So here we go. This CAD live solve begins in 3, 2, 1, go. So here we see. Oh, actually, hold on a second. I got to go into my account. I always forget to do this. We're not going to solve this in Onshape. We're going to solve it in... See, this is the cool thing about the app, too. I'm going to solve it in SolidWorks, and that way I will get the appropriate analytics for my CAD system. So I'm going to change this. I'm changing my CAD system in my user profile here back to SolidWorks, and that way, once we finish solving this, I'll have the correct analytics in the history of this challenge. We're really, the gamification, the true gamification of 3D CAD here, gamifying these challenges, but also letting you kind of learn from your past results. So we're going to go in here to access full library, 2509-13. Look, we could be the first person to complete this thing. Nobody's completed it yet. Let's go. So click here to begin and go. So the challenge here is, what is the mass of this part in XX.XX grams? It's very similar to what we do during the tournaments, but we can do it here on the app all day, every day. There's over 230 challenges on the app. So we're going to get in here. We're going to try and calculate the mass of this part. We're going to try to enter it down here. Of course, if we enter it wrong, like 12.19, enter, it says, nope, that is incorrect. The clock is still running. So what is the mass of this part in XX.XX grams? So you can see this looks like a measuring tool. It's a little bit of a mock-up of a measuring tool. You might, maybe if you're building something for your desk, like a desktop organizer, and you wanted to mock up your measuring tools, then maybe you would model this thing up. You can see the material here is 1060 aluminum alloy, and the density is 2,700 kilograms per cubic meter. So anytime I'm trying to come up with a 3D CAD model, I always try to start out by coming up with a basic game plan. And one of the first things I ask myself is, where should the origin be located on this part? Now, in the case of this part here, usually what I do is I kind of start out by looking at a view that encompasses kind of the overall footprint of the part. And in the case of this part here, I think I would probably put the origin either over here in this corner or maybe over here in this corner. I'm trying to look for an area where a lot of dimensions are coming together. Now, based on that logic, I actually think I'm going to put the origin here. And this might seem a little bit unorthodox or a little bit unusual, but the thing is, it seems like all the dimensions are kind of converging right at that location. You've got this 47 converging here, this 18 is converging here, the 17 is converging here. Everything seems like it's converging right there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with my first sketch on the top plane. I'm going to start with a center line that looks something like this, and then I'm going to create the geometry of this shape, and that geometry is going to utilize what's called a revolve. Now, since everything that's running down that kind of central area of the model there seems to be using the same center line, I'm probably just going to draw the whole thing in one shot. Just draw this whole shape here like this. So my first sketch is going to look a little something like this. I might even just bring that first sketch all the way across. So my first sketch is probably going to look a little something like this, and it'll be half of that shape, and then I'll do what's called a revolve, where I spin that shape around the center line. And then my second sketch, I think my second sketch is going to be this shape here that's kind of sticking out in this direction. So my second sketch is going to be kind of that shape, like so. Just kind of draw that whole shape there and extrude it mid-plane. Then my third shape, I think, will be this pocket here. Remove that pocket there. And it looks like that pocket is mirrored onto the underside, so I'll perform a mirror of that pocket, mirrored. There should be an R there. Mirrored onto the underside. And then the final shape that I'm going to sketch here is going to be just a cut extrude to kind of remove that extra geometry. Because if I sketch that whole thing going all the way across, I'm going to want to be able to easily remove that at the end. So even though we took about 3 minutes there to come up with a game plan, I personally think it's always good to start out by coming up with a game plan and then jump into your 3D CAD. So I'm going to say open this part in a new window. The clock is still running in the background, and let's get into it here with some 3D CAD semi-speed modeling. We'll see how it goes here as we go through and model up this part. We're going to bring up our CAD system here in the foreground. It's going to be SolidWorks. We're going to bring up our keyboard cam here so that we can actually see what all the different keyboard shortcuts are that we're using. Maybe we'll leave the clock up in the background here. Here we go. Put the clock up here in the background a little bit so we can all enjoy this run together with the clock. There we go. Now it's getting intense. All right, should we start it over? Should we start the clock over and really speed model this? Definitely. So we click cancel here, and 3, 2, 1, go! And we're going to say open a new window, open that drawing over on my second screen, go into SolidWorks, click new. In SolidWorks, we're going to choose the appropriate template. So this is going to be 1060 aluminum alloy and 2700 kilograms per cubic meter, and we're using MMGS. We're going to go top plane, begin a sketch, orient our view. How do we know where we're supposed to be sketching? Because we came up with that awesome game plan. Maybe we'll start out here with a center line to give us something that we can revolve about and something that we can create our geometry with double dimensions to. So for example, when I go to create this first kind of area that's sticking out the back, I can do a double dimension on there and give that a diameter of 9. So it's good to have that kind of double dimension on there. I can create this geometry that's coming up here like so, and then over with that double dimension of 18. Okay, we can create the length here of this line. So this length here. So what I did there was, you notice that I created that dimension at 18. So click here, go down here, create that double dimension at 18. And so now by default, the next line that I go to dimension is going to have that double dimension. Well, if you just press escape once, then that'll take you back, kind of like take you back one step. So I just press escape once here. You can see it on my keyboard cam. And so that lets me then define the length of that line. That's something that it's a little nuanced in SolidWorks, but if you can learn how to leverage that, you can end up saving yourself some time. So the length of this line here to the vertex looks like that length is 18 millimeters, and then it goes down at that 45-degree angle down to that lower shape. Now, at this point, I'm probably going to opt to just start drawing in the geometry as best I can. So I'm just going to kind of draw that in there like so, draw this like so, comes straight out to this next kind of revolved shape over, comes back down to kind of a tighter diameter down here. This is the one that's going to go all the way across. So I'm holding control and pressing the middle mouse button here to pan. So that's the one that's going to come all the way across. Looks like that total distance there is going to be 60, so I may as well use my auto dimensioning for that one. Come up here a little bit into that thicker area at the other end. Come over in this direction, that's going to be 16. So again, I'll use my auto dimensioning. Come down here till I'm horizontal with the origin, even though I can't see the origin. And then I'll come all the way back over here to this end to the original starting point of this model. And so now that sets me up to really easily go through and add in my remaining dimensions. So we're going to have a dimension on here at 45 degrees. Click on these two guys here at 45 degrees. Create a dimension here to the center line. And that dimension down to the center line is going to be 16, enter. Now I can just click this line, and it automatically gives it to me at the center line, 18, enter. Now I can just click this line. It automatically gives it to me at the center line, so that's going to be 6, enter. Now I can just click this line. It automatically gives it to me at the center line, so that one's going to be 18 again, enter. And then the final thing I just need to dimension are kind of the gaps between some of these. So again, coming from the origin over to here. Now, again, you notice that this one is doing the doubled line. It's giving me that doubled line, but I can come over here to this line and that kind of overrides that behavior. Or I could come over here to this line and that kind of overrides that behavior. So as soon as you go from line to line, that also overrides that behavior. And I didn't have to hit escape that time. So again, nuances in SolidWorks, but the more of these little nuances you learn, the faster you're going to be. I can take a quick glance down here in the status bar to confirm the sketch is fully defined. That saves me having to zoom in and look for blue dots. Features, revolve. There's only one single construction line, so I'm automatically going to get a revolve of that sketch. Top plane, begin a sketch, orient my view. And then maybe at this point, what I would do is create some kind of a reference here just so that I can anchor into something. So I might just create a reference like that so I can anchor into something. And then for this first shape here, I could hold my mouse over this line and then hold my mouse over this line, and that'll give me an intersection normally. Although at this point, I can just pick up on the midpoint of that edge, come straight out like so, then come out at a slight angle. And then I'm going to come back and touch that endpoint and come off of that endpoint and type in the radius using auto dimensions. So that's 35. Come up here. You can't quite get too vertical to that center line, so I am going to have to go back and add a relationship there in just a bit. Come over a bit here, come back, touch the endpoint, come off of that endpoint. This time it's going to, again, be 35 for that radius, so use the auto dimension. See if we can maybe sort of pick up on this vertical here. Remember, when it comes to tangent, you can just click on the point and then tangent. Click on the point and then tangent. You don't have to pick one, hold control, pick the other. A lot of times I will opt to kind of incrementally put in some dimensioning info because it'll just help me kind of anchor points down a little bit. So here you can see I'm using that line that I sketched to help me anchor to that location. And then maybe from here down to that line as well. And that is going to be 7, 0. So just getting this geometry in here, getting it in here black, I think it's often helpful. I kind of like bounce back and forth. Like I don't do all my dimensioning at once. I don't do all my sketching at once. I kind of mix and match a little bit there. So again, from this midpoint, we can come up here. This one looks like it just kind of comes straight up, come back, touch the endpoint. This one's going to have a radius of 20. Click here, come across, click here, come back, touch the endpoint, come off. That one's going to have a radius of 20. Click here, come down to this anchor line that we created. And now I can click on that point, tangent, click on this point, tangent, and then click on this point here and drag it to the midpoint. And now all I have to add is the dimension from my anchor over to here. And that dimension is going to be 40, 40. There we go, nice and fully constrained. And then I just add in these connecting points here to help me with that extrusion. So add in these connecting points and then S key extrude. And this one is going to go out to a depth of 8, enter. And then I'll right click in the background, mid plane, right click again to finish that command. Don't forget about those right click shortcuts. Those are always really helpful in SolidWorks. Pick this face here, begin a sketch, Control 8 to get normal 2, and we're going to be doing some offsetting. So we'll take these 3 entities here and offset entities. Those are going to offset to 5 millimeters, and we'll take these 5 entities here. There's a little straight section on each of these, and those are going to get offset at 5 as well. Reverse the direction on that one to get those onto the inside. And then we can pull this back here. We can pull this back here. Probably what I would opt to do here is maybe just like a line command. Come off the endpoint, come back, touch the endpoint, come up and around, hit escape, make that tangent. And then I'll do the same thing over here. So pull this endpoint down, pull this endpoint down, and then I'll go to the line command. So S key line. Come back, touch the endpoint, come up and around, give me a little arc there, and then tangent. And then I will create my anchor for those locations. So again, just a construction line here. And then that is going to be, did I get that horizontal? No. Okay, so and then that is going to be this point down to here at 22. Hit escape. And then here, what I like to use a lot here is the crossing. So instead of pick one, hold control, pick the other, make tangent, I do this. So I just do a little crossing there between the two and then make tangent. And then same thing on this end here. So if the dimension's in the way, I might move the dimension first and then crossing tangent just to make that a little bit faster. And then S key extrude, and this is going to be blind with a depth of 4. Enter, enter. I'm still using SolidWorks 22, SolidWorks 2020, so I don't run into that problem where it like remembers what the depth was. So actually I put the wrong depth there, but I can show this again. So even though last time I did mid-plane, it doesn't remember that I did mid-plane because I'm still using SolidWorks 2020. So here what I can do is S key extrude cut, 3, enter, enter. I know it's always going to be blind because that's always the default until you get into like SolidWorks 2021, SolidWorks 2022. One of those releases, they changed it, unfortunately. So now I'll pick that feature, go up here to my top plane, pick the top plane, let go of control. I've got mirror in here mapped into my context menu. So mirror, enter, that finishes that feature. And then the final thing that I'll do here is top plane, begin a sketch, orient to my view, and then I'll just sketch a rectangle here. I could pick up on this, what's it called? Silhouette edge, and then pick up on that silhouette edge, and this one is going to have a distance of 5, and this one is going to have a distance of 20. And then S key extrude, right click through all both directions, right click again, and there we go. Already got the material mapped out. I've got a sensor here in the tree, so all I got to do there is just Control Q, which will update the sensor, and 99.65. And so we could come over here. The one thing I'm going to do though before I enter my answer is I'm just going to rename everything. So I'll call this one main shape revolve. I'll call this one C clamp hook area. I'll just call it area. I know it's not a C-clamp, but it looks like a C-clamp. I'm going to go here to the C-clamp area pocket. I'm going to go here to this one. This one, maybe I'll go F2 here, Control-C, F2, Control-V, and then I'll just throw mirror in front of it, mirror, C-clamp area pocket. And then here I'll say remove measure rod, something like that. Okay, and now Control-Q, Control-S for save, and then 99.65, come over here, 99.65. And boom, we got it correct. Yes. So we had the correct information there. We got that purple box. That's what we want to see. And even though, you know, I know it took maybe an extra minute there, I just kind of wanted to show you that it's so important to rename your features. It helps you, and it also helps your coworkers. You know, this will help you when you come back and you look at this model a little bit later, but it's also really going to help your coworkers. And so even though I was on the clock, like for me, this is a requirement. It's like you kind of have to do this, especially if you're working on a team. But even if you're working on your own, just going through and leaving yourself some notes, renaming is such a professional move. It really helps you. And as a little bonus tip here, if you go to your Windows character map, so if you hit the Windows key on your keyboard, the little flag key, and then you go into your Windows character map, these characters can be copy and pasted into your feature tree. So if you wanted to, you could come up with a code, you know, like amongst your team, where you could say, if you ever see any of these black squares, that means that that's a feature that is very important. It's acting as like the foundation of the design. So if, for example, we created a plane here that was very important for the design, if we use this plane here at 70, let's say, and then we rename that and we call that one like max width plane. So this is a really important plane because all of our other features are going to be related to it. Well, what we could do is we could take features from the character map and we could paste those in there so that whenever our coworkers see that feature, they're like, oh, that's something I shouldn't mess with. So there's some other features in there. I mean, you don't want to just do it randomly, but if you and your team can kind of agree, if you see certain feature types, you know, when I see this black diamond in the tree, I know that that's a feature that I really want to be on the lookout for. That's a feature that, that means that it's going to be shelled, or that's like a thin wall, or that's a surface feature, or, whatever. You come up with your own code amongst your team, you can do that, and that will really help you just kind of quickly find that feature in the tree. Just kind of like a little bit of an advanced move that you can do, and that's just using the regular Windows character map. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, let me know down in the comments if you saw anything in that tutorial that you really liked. Let me know in the chat if you saw anything that you really liked. Can you use Alt and the number pad? Yeah, I think you can. So the question there that came in from Omri was, what about Alt and the number pad? I think that's what this is. I think if you use that, that's kind of like the code for using Alt and the number pad. I remember I used to know what the one for paragraph was, and I used to know what the one for like carriage return was. I don't really remember what they are anymore, but yeah, I think once you memorize what the code is, you can use that as well. So you just hold Alt and then type in the things, and then it shows up. All right, so yeah, great question, Omri. And guys, like I said, as always, let me know in the comments if you learned any cool moves from that tutorial, maybe like the crossing select for the tangent, or the, or whatever. Maybe you learned some cool moves there as we were going through that. But that is going to bring us to our, whoops, I'm on the wrong window there. Sorry, guys. That is going to bring us to our leaderboard for this challenge. So I was able to do that in 9 minutes and 22 seconds. And I renamed the features along the way. Don't forget about that. That's very important. And, oh, look at this. The average solve time, 9 minutes, 55 seconds. So, yes, I'm underneath that average solve time. This is the cool thing about the app, is that you're able to kind of track your progress, and you're able to see how you're doing. And then, of course, if you did need more practice, you can just try again and practice again. Look at this, words of wisdom from Ray R. If you're not remeasuring, you're remaking. Yo, truth. That's some truth right there. All right, guys, so let's take a look here at our leaderboard. So I'm just going to refresh this. It looks like 11 people were able to solve that while I was talking. Let me refresh and see if that number goes up at all. 12 people were able to solve this while I was talking. And so let's go into our first 42, and this is where we find out who finished it first from the time it was released. So here we go. And oh, wow, it is none other than Matab. Wow, so Matab, from the time that model was released at 1:36 p.m., Matab finished it in 7 minutes and 37 seconds. And what is I think is always so exciting and so cool to see here in this community is look at the next two times. Gray finished it in 7 minutes, 39 seconds. So just 2 seconds behind Matab, and Rambro's Workshop finished it in just 7 minutes and 53 seconds. So wow, guys, super impressive. You know, you're seeing that drawing for the first time, or maybe you haven't seen that drawing in a while. That one was a little bit recycled from a previous one, but there were some changes on it. So you're modeling it up for the very first time and doing that in just 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Here we see 8 minutes 59 seconds. Wow, super impressive. And that's from the time it's released. That's not even their actual runtime. So if we go here to top 100, you can see this is the actual runtime. It looks like maybe Matab did it, and maybe he did it again, or maybe he just did it in 135. Who knows? Maybe he started late and got in there and did it in just 135. But here you can see what the actual runtime was. So even though it took me, let's see here, it took me on my run here 19 minutes and 12 seconds from the time the model was released, you know, my actual runtime there was only 9 minutes and 22 seconds. So this top 100 board, you know, this could change over time. We could see some speedrunners getting in here and really putting in some short times here on the top 100. But this value here, the first submission, this is immutable. This is something that Matab will always be in first place for this one. So congratulations to Matab winning both points today. Wow. What a crusher. So GG to Matab. Congratulations. And congratulations to Gray, Rambros, MCGA, Lotos, Mr. Alex, Jackie from Hong Kong finishing this in Onshape, Perkins from Ireland. Congratulations. Albert Einleim finishing it in Onshape. K. Vaughn finishing it here in FreeCAD. Well done, my friend. Toby finishing it in SolidWorks. And 07 CAD 3D from Israel finishing it in Onshape. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations to everybody who finished that one so far. These are not easy models. And so if you're able to finish them in that limited time, it is very, very impressive. So good job. GG to Matab. Congratulations. And guys, don't forget to hit the like button before you leave. We are coming to the end of the live stream here. Let's see what we got. We got 79 people watching. Thank you guys for watching and for sticking around. I'm glad you're enjoying this kind of content. It's so cool that you can compete against some of the best in the world. And they truly are the best in the world. I mean, guys, if you go to TooTallToby.com/tournaments and you look at the tournaments page, we have the Wall of Fame here. I mean, look who's here with us in the chat. Matab won the tournament earlier this year. Ricardo Jean. We've got Rambro's Workshop, the world champion 2024. We've got Airwick, not in the chat today. We got Victor K in the chat today, world champion 2023. I mean, you guys are competing against truly some of the best in the world here. And you're doing it live using your CAD system of choice. How cool is that? So, guys, be sure to like. We got 76 people watching. Let's see if we can get that like count up to 76. Does anybody ever compete using Blender with the add-ins? It is absolutely allowed as long as you can enter the mass and you can, as long as you can enter the mass and you can enter the density and calculate the mass. Blender is welcome. So you can absolutely use that. And guys, the answer to challenge number 2, 99.65 grams. 99.65 is the correct answer. Congratulations to everybody who got that. Need add-ins for mass, that's why. Yep, exactly. So as long as you can enter the density, output the mass, you're golden. Yep. So as soon as we see that add-in, you can definitely use that. Yes. Welcome, diverse green anon. Welcome. Boone says, GG, everybody. Yes, exactly. Congratulations to our winners. Congratulations to Matab. Clean sweep today. Moving up the ranks on the leaderboard. That's what I like to see. And, of course, thank you to the most amazing chat ever. Guys, it is so fun to hang out with you like this on Monday, to get the week started. So I truly hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Hope you have a great rest of the week. I'm going to go out and play some more soccer tonight. Matab, I hope you're able to get out there and play some soccer. Anybody else who's out there who's football/soccer player, soccer here in the United States, football everywhere else, I hope that you guys are able to get out there. That's a micrometer. Yeah, exactly. That's a micrometer. You got it exactly. He says, I have one here. That's exactly it. It's not, I didn't want to actually call it a micrometer because it doesn't have the parts in it. But I actually just this week, I filmed a video on how to design your own 3D printed desktop organizer, and I put my caliper in there. And so this could be something where you're just trying to draw up a mock-up so that you can subtract the material from a 3D printed part that you're going to be using to hold. Like if you're making a case for your micrometer so you can travel with it, or if you're like whatever, this would be a great application for that. So it's like a mock-up of a micrometer. Yep, it kind of looks like a C-clamp too. You could use similar techniques to design both. 3D prints. Yep, exactly. I'm excited for that video to drop. It's going to drop later this week, I think. J. Miles says, used to play soccer. Nice. That is awesome. Matev says, it's 12 a.m. There's probably a game out there somewhere. All right, guys. FPV Kev says, designing the K-pop Demon Hunters light stick. Nice. That'll be awesome. All right, guys, join us this Friday. The tournament continues. I cannot wait to see what goes down this Friday. The Elite 8, it's going to be awesome. Tournament matches 9 and 10 go down this Friday. The Elite 8, join us. Been hyping it up. And next week, I think we're going to take a break. We got a lot going on next week. I'm teaching next week. So next week, we're not going to be, I don't think we're going to be doing Model Monday Live next week. We'll see what happens. Maybe we can find like an old rerun. We can play an old rerun. I know it's not quite the same though, but maybe we'll figure out something else to play during that time, or who knows, maybe we'll end up coming in. We'll figure it out as we go, but I just want to say thank you all so much. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday, great rest of your week. I hope that we see you this Friday live in the tournament. Don't forget, we're adding models every week to the practice models library. So if you know anybody out there, or if you see anybody asking, like, what's a good way to learn CAD? You could say, hey, you can check out TooTallToby.com. There's a welcome video right on the homepage. So when they go to TooTallToby.com, click on the welcome video. That'll do everything else for them. You're trying to learn 3D CAD? What's the best way to learn 3D CAD? Hey, visit TooTallToby.com. Click on the welcome video on the homepage. It'll explain everything. You know, that's a great way to help people realize and learn about 3D CAD and kind of take that next step. And Vicky Chong in the chat says registration is back up. Thank you, Vicky Chong. Thank you, Hubi 3DFX, for getting that back up and running. Very much appreciate that. Our team is working 24/7 to try to continue to improve the TooTallToby experience. All right, guys, thank you all so much. Awesome live stream today. I will see you all Friday or possibly next week. See you, everybody.